The time is now.
NUFC Undisputed.
With Chris the American Mad and Derek the Mighty Win. And UFC Talk Radio, the voice of the Toon Army.
Hey, morning.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to NUFC Talk. We are live once again here on NUFC Undisputed with Chris the American Mag and Derek the Mighty Win. Shout out to the breakfast show early in the morning with Corey and Sam. Well done, lads. Entertaining as usual. So whoever was over there, thank you very much. And all the super chatters over there that came in late for their efforts. You know why. Mercury Dime as well as Sheila. Thank you very much for your super chats over there and supporting the lads doing their thing. It is slow times, if you will, here as far as Newcastle United content, but I know a lot of you make the effort and time to be entertained with us, so appreciate you very much, all of you out there. And we got a show to do, Mighty Win. How are you? How is
I'm
the
good. The weather situation has deteriorated rapidly, as you can see out of my front window.
Well, that's been like that, by the way. It's been like that. I've seen pictures all over Newcastle, and it's been snowy and frosty. So why are you just now noticing?
This is the first time the snow has lain.
Talking about has stuck to the.
It's just been a heavy frost up to now, but this is actually snow lying on the ground.
But so how are you? Is it going to continue to snow? Is it going to continue to?
3 days, they reckon.
3 days, unbelievable, man. That is knackering, if you will.
We go up and down like several metaphors.
By the way, you can give us a call right now and start your day with us. 0191-916-8863. Again, give us a call free of charge. 0191-916-8863. We had a good callers throughout the day, and of course, we're working to implement the phone line on everybody, so all shows can we basically open up the phone line for everybody, all shows, and you can really have your say throughout the day. So there you go. Phone in now. 0191-916-8863, lads. Please do so as we speak. Some folks call us when we're not on, man. Leave us voicemails. I've seen that. So one in particular kept calling. If your phone number ends with 661, you can give us a call back and have your say. Of course, make sure that we're live for you to do that. If you're watching on replay, it's not going to do any good. Make sure you stay up to date, though. If you're watching a live stream, sometimes due to internet issues, you might fall back a little bit and fall back, or pause the show until you come back from doing something. Well, by the time you come back, we're not live anymore, and you think we're live. So make sure you're updated. Hit that little live word on YouTube on your video right there. Make sure it's up to date and give us a call. Again, 0191-916-8863. It is 10:36 in the morning in the UK, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, as far as what would be, is it usually have a lot of traffic in the mornings over there in Newcastle? Or is it just
traffic?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it should have more or less died down by now. But the first flurry of snow. Oh, I'm gonna be unpopular here with a certain section of society. The first flurry of snow that lands.
Nobody goes to work.
No. Everybody goes to work. But they drive as though
like numbies.
Exactly. And all of a sudden, the numpties who've been driving perfectly happily at 30, 40, 50 mile an hour slow down to 20 mile an hour before every junction. So every single junction becomes a bottleneck, and then that continues for the first couple of. If you get a really bad spell, it continues for the first couple of days. And honestly, I used to say it years when I was taxiing. It happened every time, and then people get sick of being late for work. So the confidence increases. And they start driving faster, and in the next couple of days, every bottleneck's a junction because it crashes, because they've gone too fast and haven't been able to slow down, and there's been a knock which causes a chaos, and it happens every single year, never changes. The first flurry of snow, and we're jammed up. So it wouldn't surprise me if this is still the aftermath of the rush hour today. Have you got some webcams there, have you?
Well, of course we got webcams, man. We got to update you on the weather as well in Newcastle. But please take extra care when moving through stations or in platforms. Some areas may be icy and slippery due to the current weather situation. So it's pretty knackering out there. I know some of you will have to go out and keep walking, keep on doing your life continues. You don't get paid for snow days. So you gotta keep gunning. Let's see. There is an update now. The train is now on the move and service is operating, subject to delays of 20 minutes or more between Monk Seaton and South Shields in both directions. So I guess plan accordingly if you are set to go somewhere. Plan accordingly. That's as far as right now, though. We'll keep you updated, of course. Let's see. The weather right now in Newcastle is 2 degrees, so the snow really shouldn't really stick much, to be fair. I guess in areas where the sun doesn't get to, maybe, but, it's not really going to stick too much to where you have to.
It's very low sun at this time of the year as well.
Yeah. So, there you go, ladies and gents. As far as Newcastle United is concerned, we got a lot of news. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of stuff to continue from last night. So please don't forget to smash the like button, share it with your friends, subscribe. And I know international breaks are slow and people just, they're not too bothered. But the Toon is coming back Saturday. So the closer we get, the more we need to talk about what's going on with Newcastle United, of course. So welcome and smash the like button. And as I said, phone in right now, 0191-916-8863. And we might have a topic, Toon related. That's a very sensible topic, if you will, for some folks. But I do want to know what's going on. But regardless, the Newcastle United Supporter Club did come out and say yesterday, we are aware that supporters have had their season tickets suspended and loyalty points removed for advertising tickets. Club continue to monitor social media. Tickets should only be transferred or returned using the official channels. It's not worth the risk. Or certainly not worth the risk if they have an issue with it. But do you know what that is about? Like fans, for example, not selling their tickets. Well, I mean, if you're selling them and advertising them, I guess that would, because I don't know that the club might be monitoring the social media platforms, but you better believe one thing, that fans report these and they see something wrong with it, so they report it to the club, and the club gets to their attention. I do get it if you're trying to sell tickets. However, there might be fans that go on social media, because I've seen it, and say, listen, I got a ticket. I can't go to the game. I got a ticket here for this game. If you want it, let me know, blah, blah, blah. Not getting any money involved, but they just want to give it away because they don't know anybody else, in their circle that they can give it to. And those are also being jeopardized and getting their season ticket taken away or losing loyalty points. So,
yeah, but hang on a minute. If they've got a ticket and they don't know anybody who wants it in their circle, give it back to the club. And then you get a refund on it. And then the club uses its loyalty system and ballot to give that ticket out fairly. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that. But what is wrong with
complaining about that?
No, I said, but what is wrong with that
why
person
go on social media and advertise it?
What's wrong with that person calling their family members and say, who wants a ticket?
Nothing. The family members. You're just saying, supposing they haven't got a family member.
Or well, you get I understand. Or just call their whatever WhatsApp group they're in and says, hey, anybody wants a ticket, I'm not going to the game. What's wrong with that?
Because that's not as good as it going back to the club.
As in what? What is good? What do you mean good?
It's not as fair.
Why? It's my ticket. I pay for it. I should be able to transfer it to whoever I want to.
Well,
I mean, again, there is a hypocrisy.
Why would you want it to go to somebody in your WhatsApp group? For a start, if you've got them in your WhatsApp group, you can just give them a call and say, look, I've got this ticket, you want it? Why do you need to use social media if it's not to advertise the fact that you've got a ticket and to try and get money for it?
Well, I get the money part of it, but what if they don't want money? They just want to give it away to whoever is needing. Because
right, well, if they want to give it away to whoever's needing, give it back to the club.
But we don't know the club's going to give it to whoever. We've already known that the club is taking many season tickets away. They haven't, given it to anybody. They haven't added a season ticket list or a season ticket anything. So why should I trust that they're going to give it to anybody and not just, do us?
I've got more trust in the club getting rid of that ticket to the benefit of Newcastle United than I have advertising it on social media and it getting to a deserving person, shall we say, for the right price.
First of all, who determines who is the deserving person? You don't determine that. Nobody determines that. So,
well, I think anybody who's paying a membership fee and applying for ballots is more deserving than somebody that's not.
Yeah, you in this martyr mentality about tickets, man, and it's so.
No, I mean,
it makes no
also.
sense.
By the way, I'm also a super capitalist as far as I'm concerned. If I've got something that's worth.
You're a Marxist, man. You're a Marxist. You're a Marxist when it comes to Newcastle United tickets, man. Like you're a communist. So man, it's people get to do. You buy your house. You
hang
allow
on.
whoever wants.
You can't have it, but you can't have it both ways. You can't say it's okay to sell tickets to third parties, and then complain about there being no tickets for the match at reasonable prices.
I never complain. Who did I complain? I may complain in the sense of looking at it and says, wow, I can't pay for that. I may complain that with myself, with me, in my area, in my 6 feet around me, but I don't go marching on social media talking about free tickets, cheaper tickets. I don't care about none of that. It's my misfortune that I don't get tickets. It's my issue, but I also benefit from it. So I can't be a hypocrite. And you benefit from it, but you're a hypocrite either way. You're not bothered about that. But you benefit because you get to give your ticket away to friends or whoever people you know of, but they're not family or anything like. But you benefit from it. You give them away to whoever you want to. Nobody tells you who you should give it away to or not. I mean, I get your point. If you're trying to sell it online, if you're trying to sell it, the fact that you're trying to do that publicly, that looks dodgy anyway. However, if you really don't say, I sell you a ticket or this ticket for cheap or, I got this ticket for sale if anybody wants it, as opposed to just saying, look, I got a free ticket. Any proper fan want it, let me know. And, we can sort. I've seen that many times on social media where somebody's just trying to give a ticket away. So.
Well, if they're just trying to give it away, give it back to the club and they'll get a refund on it.
So why don't you give the ticket back? All your tickets that you don't go to, that you always talk about giving away. Why don't you give it back to the club? Why didn't your son give it back to the club?
My ticket is never available.
I understand that, but you've done it before. The other day, your son wanted to give their ticket away because he couldn't go to the game. And why didn't you just give it back to the club?
Well, I would have done had I not known.
But you went around.
But none of you specific. I certainly would never need to advertise it on social media.
Yeah, but social media is your account. It's just the same as you doing it on WhatsApp, where you're more closer, I guess, if that, because I mean, you're in the WhatsApp group where you've never met these people.
I don't think it is.
You're in a WhatsApp group where you've never met these people, and so more likely. You first before any of that. You try to give.
For example, if I had Chris's ticket available, because he'd done his knee in again, for example, and I couldn't get it, and I went on our WhatsApp group, who I believe everybody in our WhatsApp fans forum is a proper fan, regardless of their views. They're all proper fans, and if I the first thing is, if I put it on there, the club are never going to find out about that because it's WhatsApp.
Well, you wouldn't know that, but no. Wait, hold on. See, again, that's whole because somebody can say, that's shitty of you. You should just give it back to the club, like you're saying. So I want to screenshot this and send it to the blog.
But listen, they've got a valid point.
No. Hold on, though. Because if that happened to you and you get the drastic action of getting your son's season ticket away, you would be sick right now throwing up. So...
yeah, right. I would.
No, you would be justifying it. You would be appealing for it. You wouldn't say, well, my bad. That was my numpty for doing that. You wouldn't be doing all that, Win. Don't be a hypocrite.
I wouldn't be doing it full stop. But the point I'm making is I would be able to go to the club and say, look, it's a fans channel. Everybody on there. I didn't make any money out of it. I had no intention of making any money out of it. I just wanted to go to somebody who I knew was a proper fan. And I don't think I would have an issue with that.
Are you kidding me, Win? You really believe that?
I do.
How man? Well, but I appreciate that because now that means that you really want to be deluded. You mean to do that instead of just trying to take the pee on me. So out of me. So there you go. At least we established that you really think like this, which is good. So I thought you were trying to take the pee out of me and make a good show every day. Just going against whatever I say. But now that you really believe that the club will look at you, that will look at you serious when you tell them that it was just a fan channel. I'm trying to just give my ticket away and I'm not making any money of it. You're still advertising it. You're still went out there advertising it. WhatsApp is part of a social media. It is. So I think that's
for a start. I don't think NUFC have got access to WhatsApp security.
It does that ain't got nothing to do with it because all it takes is one person to reporting you. That's all it takes. One person out of all them people in that group chat saying that's not what a proper Geordie does. So I'm going to report him to the
and they would have a point.
Yeah, okay. Until you get your sister taken away, and then you'll be freaking throwing up. But exactly. So get on somewhere, man.
The point I'm making, it would never happen with me.
Why wouldn't it? You literally have done it. You have gone and talked to people. Hey, you want the sticker? You want the sticker? I can't go. No, I can't go. You want the sticker? That's pretty much what you're done. Advertise it until you find one that wanted to go. It's the same thing, man.
That took all of 5 minutes. I've never had to struggle to get rid of a ticket. Trust me.
Well, but that's not the point, though. You still did it, no matter if it's 1 minute or not. I'm just saying, we can't be hypocrites, man. We do it all the time, and I say we. And I'm including myself, and I don't do it.
Put it this way: I don't know anybody in my circle of friends who've moved a ticket on to anybody who they don't know is a proper fan.
Well, that's stuff.
I don't know anybody that's done it for money, and if I did, I would let them know that I wasn't happy about it.
Well, you're not gonna know because nobody's gonna admit to that stuff, really. But
well, there you go. If you're not if you're not admitting to it, it's because you know what you're doing is wrong.
Because first of all, it's none of your business. So you don't tell people all your business. So what should I? Again, man, you are a Marxist. You really want people to tell you what their life and what they're doing. You want to know what they do with their life, with their property. It's insane, man.
With the current
it is
situation
insane.
Revolving around tickets being so hard to get for Newcastle United, yes.
Yeah. I can't. I'm more than likely when I go. I don't know how I'm going to do it. If I will get to go to the stadium. It does seem kind of pointless to go to Newcastle with, but I love the Toon enough to say I go and I won't. I might not get in the stadium. It is what it is. I don't go around whinging about it or being jealous and look at him. He gets to go to the stadium. He's not a proper fan. Blah, blah, blah. How come I don't get to go? I don't do none of that crap because I'm a capitalist and I just listen. It's life. People can't afford it. People can't go to it. Somebody else might. So it's just as simple as that. But I had a share of because people were complaining about this situation as well. Especially, I would at least, I don't know if it's going to happen, but I would at least hope that people or the club would be kind of open-minded on the situation and really properly investigate and take people's word for it. But it seems like it just is what it is.
Well, at that meeting, we were talking to, I forget his name now, but he's the new ticket liaison officer or whatever, and he was saying that the amount of effort that the club are now putting into, like they're going online buying tickets from these sites and tracing them back. And those operations by the club have, increased exponentially. So look out! Don't sell your tickets to third-party sites.
Don't even advertise it no more. For example. People like you don't believe that I should get a season ticket because I'm an international. Although there's many internet. You probably don't know this, and you're gonna have a brain aneurysm when you find out about this. But there are international fans, American fans that I know a few that are season ticket. I know season ticket holder. There are season ticket holders, and I would be interested in doing that. When I was younger, it was never even my intent, my thought process, because obviously I don't live in the UK, and but I would definitely do it because I would try to invest for the future as far as me and my sons and all of that. So I got too many kids now though. So imagine trying to get two. And my daughter, you can get a season ticket though. But I might be like Jamie, his daughter and wife ain't bothered, but he's got his and his son. That's that ticket. The wife said, "Where's my ticket?" There's a clock on the stove. Well, you need a, but either way, I can hear my daughter. Now we got women's football, man. So you never know. But that's what I would do. I would invest for the future for my kids and all that, so they can go to the stadium. And who knows, man? I've thought all this. Maybe my son. Because here they want to go to universities somewhere else. They go to different states and all that. I'm assuming in the UK it's the same thing. Where kids grow up and they might want to go to university somewhere else. Who knows? Newcastle University is a good university as far as I'm concerned. So listen, he might go over there. He might do all of that. I've been thinking of that stuff, but I thought if there's an opportunity, I would get a season ticket or two if I can afford it, and throughout the season, when I'm not there, I would give it away to local fans that are struggling to get a ticket. But I couldn't even do that no more.
Rick,
and you tell me how is that evil, unfair, and illegal or shameful to just say, look, I'm gonna give it away to somebody that a fan that needs it in Newcastle? How is that a bad thing?
Because there aren't enough tickets to go around.
And I'm saying give it away.
End of. Just
yeah, but that's
pure logistics.
No. But you're missing the point. You're missing the point.
Pure logistics. Allowing somebody to have a season ticket, which they're only going to use once or twice a season, is nonsense. Think about what you're saying.
No. It's not nonsense because people do it. People have it, and the club doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to the club. So that part is, you might be against it because you're a localist and you're a Marxist and you're a communist on top of that. You might not like that. That's fine. You might not like it because you're a dinosaur from the 30s. You might not like that, but it happens, and people are allowed to do it because my money is as green as yours. So that's the way it works.
I know lots of people who would love to hear somebody calling me a communist.
Well, I'm just saying, but you are based on how you speak on.
That would make that day. That would.
Based on how you speak on as far as tickets is concerned, what would be wrong as far as me giving away my ticket to a local fan who can't go when I can? What is wrong with that? By the way, I could still do it. I just wouldn't be able to say, "Hey, here's a ticket. Anybody wants it?" on the YouTube channel. But I can still do it. Just phone calling people. But what would be, for example, there is a season ticket holder that one of our members that doesn't live in Newcastle. Okay, I'm not going to say her name. That doesn't live in Newcastle. There's a season ticket holder in Newcastle that's a friend with one of our collaborators that doesn't live in Newcastle, lives somewhere else in the UK. And he gives his ticket, the season ticket holder, to that person all the time throughout the year so he can come on from the south of England to come watch games. What is wrong with that? Because I guess that season ticket holder doesn't go. Doesn't go often, or goes often, but doesn't go every game. What is wrong with that? Why can't people have the freedom to do their thing?
Season ticket holders should be supporters
they are supporters
who can go virtually every week.
No, but you cannot guarantee that. Jesus he had a knee operation. He had to give his ticket up almost every week for a good while. What is wrong with that? You cannot guarantee. Nobody can tell you, okay, you're gonna get a season ticket. But you're gonna be forced to. You're gonna force to go every game. What about Jesus? Maybe he's getting older in age and he wants his granddaughter or grandson to go instead of him. Why can't he choose to do that?
So his grandson or granddaughter should have to join the queue of other people.
Get out of here, man. No. You're a hypocrite, man. You benefited from it. Of course you go every game.
As it happens, that was something else I learned at the meeting, because I said to the just pure statistics, there, in a 50,000 crowd, there's going to be, if you said just take the average, everybody lives to be 100, which is ridiculous. But just to make the sums easy, 50,000, everybody lives to be 100. That would mean every year 500 season ticket holders are dying. So that should be 500 new season tickets that come up for someone else to have every year. It's a lot more than that. It's probably about 2,500, because everybody doesn't live to be 100, and the buy-in population is only from whatever 15 to 80 or 75, whatever. So there's some of them. But anyway, I only found out last week that if you die, you can where you're not allowed to transfer a ticket to anybody, but if you die, your probate organizer can arrange for your ticket to go to the person of your choice. So you can actually will your season ticket to somebody else, and then the ticket will be changed into their name. And I didn't know that
that's fair.
Until last week.
It's fair. That's why everybody
Absolutely fair. Yeah.
Just like life, you got to get your affairs in order. But I'm just saying. And he also brings up a good point. Says, I told the club about my operation. My son was giving my ticket with their knowledge. The club, which is fair. However, if you buy a season ticket and they tell you, listen, you can transfer it 10 times, no more than that. You transfer one more time, you're done. So 10 times a year, you can transfer it. So do your thing. Obviously you can go to whatever 29 games, whatever it is, and you need to go to. If that's the deal, because I'm sure you
only need to go to 9. You only get 19 home games.
Well, 19. Yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, listen, it might be. Do you not get season ticket opportunities when you talk about Champions League and all that stuff? Not just about loyalty points, is it?
No, yeah. Loyalty points is just about away points.
Well, but I'm saying if you go to Champions League away, if you go Champions League away, the same loyalty points only. I thought season ticket holders had an opportunity to.
No loyalty.
Okay.
Well, they do, but season ticket holders have loyalty points.
Yeah. All right, but
loyalty points apply only to away tickets.
Yeah, I know, but you can
a separate cup scheme.
You can get more
scheme.
Again, you can get more home games if you're in the cups, if you're in the Champions League and all that stuff.
Go, if you've got a season ticket, you can definitely go to every home cup game.
Either way, with all the home games that you play that season, so.
But you pay extra for those.
If they tell you you get to transfer it 10 times a year, no more than that, only 10 times. Why can't you? What's wrong with transferring 10 times if you want to? What's wrong with that?
Well, you can transfer it 10 times.
Yeah, so why you looked at sideways if you do? I know one person in one group that went to. I think that went to with us at the same time. I never even talked to her, but she's a ticket holder in America. That's the person that you know of. I know a few others, to be fair, that don't, for some reason, maybe because people like you don't even want to say their name. So they don't want that attention. But still, they got the season ticket because the club allows it. Because, again, their money is as green as yours. So it's pointless. But that person gives it away all 10 times. I think she goes to as well. Why do we get to determine people, again, why do we get to determine people how they do their life, how they do their business again, and I fault myself at that because I was old enough to do it, but I didn't even think about it. They got their season ticket when nobody wanted it. So the club didn't mind them being overseas when they got their money. And right now, you won't be able to read it much, but I will read it for you, but I'll still show it to you as far as that. Season tickets available from just £100. That's what 15-16 season. Season tickets for the 15-16 season are still available with seats in the family enclosure costing £365. Family enclosure, man, I would have been all over that like a rash. But again, I wasn't in depth with for me, it was always been about watching games and not to worry about anything like this. For adults and 100 for under 18. That's just £25 per game, £25 per game. For an adult and a child ticket combined, or £5.55 pounds per game for a standalone junior ticket. So this was in the 15-16 season. So those people got their tickets then. I mean, £300, man, for a season ticket. We were knackered.
I need to check the dates, but that might have been when they had one of the expansions.
Well, it's 15-16. It's the 15-16 season. And I believe that was Wonga, wasn't it? Wasn't that the Wonga years?
Oh, well, no, that was Ashley, so...
Yeah, it was Wonga.
Yeah. So that was Mike Ashley.
Of course it was.
Right,
that's the only reason why it's
there was no stadium expansion done under Mike Ashley.
No, this
But
this
what,
was.
but what he did, could this have been the time that that Tim and Peter were on about?
No.
When he emptied the singing
No, that was
section.
No, that was Mike. 2015, man. Mike Ashley was already fans already wanted him out way before that. So no, it wasn't this. I mean, I think they might be on a 2006, 7, 8, somewhere like that. They're not this late. It's still too late already for. But yeah. So season tickets were this cheap. You know, Helsar says that my season ticket was $640. He's saying
No,
pounds. Well, he's saying dollars. So because
That's
I
because
reached
the keyboard.
I reached a milestone at Lisa's east corner.
East corner.
So you know, in
Oh
those
no,
American
man! It's because he reached the milestone because he became a pensioner.
Oh, there you go. So
Bit slow
and again,
on the uptake there, Sean, son.
Again, this person here on Twitter did post that picture and said that we pinned to be an elite club and challenging when we were crap and barely surviving the league. But this is what being an elite club means: fans grassing fans. What does that mean? Like harassing or getting onto fans?
No, it means telling the police. Snitching. I don't know what.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what happened. So that's why the club is getting to know. So fans grassing fans.
What's the expression in America for that? When
snitching.
Snitching. When you tell the teacher.
They were a rat,
tale.
a teacher's pet. Fans grassing fans to the club every day for things they wish they have had. For they wish to have that others have got, but couldn't be ours to get. Below is 2015, and the club emailed everyone to take up season tickets for £30 a game for you and your band.
So that must have been relegation season. Then when he put the 10,000 out at half price.
A clear example that everyone had ample opportunity to purchase season tickets, but grassing on your fellow fans who have a season ticket is bang out of order. The supporter services gets hundreds upon hundreds of emails of a week of pure grassing to be. Is that a bad word, by the way?
No.
Okay. Pure grassing. Just be careful what you post on social media. I missed the first 5 games this season, falling foul to grassing from someone I could possibly stand on the terraces and celebrate a goal with. Game is effed, truly gone. So he is complaining of fans snitching on others, and because essentially that's what's happening, man. That's what's happening. You know, somebody just might want to give up a ticket, you know, and because we don't know. You say they might charge people. Okay, fine. You take up the snitching and say, look, this fan is supposedly charging people for their ticket. Let's take a look at it. Let's talk to this person that's coming into the turnstile and pull them to the side. Hey, come here for a second. What's going on here? Investigate. Give me the screenshots of the conversation. Investigate what's happened. But what's happening right now is everybody just snitching on everybody. And as this person said, when everybody, because they can't get a ticket when they could have, if they were bothered to for coppers. And again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It still was there. And actually, even in the 2019, 2020, season tickets were available, man. So that was just...
Season tickets have been available since...
Before the takeover, just before the takeover.
Way before the takeover.
Yeah, well, but when the takeover, that's when everybody woke up and said, let me back. I want to be a Newcastle fan again.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And that's local fans, by the way. You know, and listen, some Americans, I know a few, trust me, I know at least 5 that woke up and said, "Whoa, let me get these," and you know, they got them. And listen, you can't take it away now. You can't take it away, and I appreciate. I think that's the way life should be. People have the money to it, then buy it. No matter where you're from. You get allowed to give it away 10 times a year. Well, you do that.
There's Stevie in the chat saying 10,000 seats available 5 years ago. No excuses. Put up or shut up, everybody.
I agree with that. And
I kind of agree with, except that. I
agree with that.
If it hadn't been for the 10,000 people that had those tickets, giving them up, we might still be bundled with Ashley right now.
No, Wayne, that's being naive, man.
That was the seeds of doubt. Up until then, we were just these little baby for advertising Sports Direct. No,
it wasn't, man.
I will be eternally grateful to all the people who gave that season tickets.
I won't be, because that didn't mean anything. Yeah, you get less money, but at the end of the day, you're talking about 100 these cheap tickets, man. They don't mean anything, man. He's making all his money in advertising. He's made all his money on selling players, not buying any. He made all his money on TV revenue. Mike Ashley gave up Newcastle United because he wanted to, not because he was pushed by fans. Wake up already, man. If that was the case, he would have sold it a long time ago, because he had the fans against him like in his fourth year.
He couldn't get the money he wanted.
Again, if he was bothered about the fans and, oh my God, I can't stand them yelling at me all the time, then he would have sold it a long time ago to Man City, for example, when he showed up drunk to the meeting. So yeah, he wasn't bothered, man. He wasn't bothered, because when he was bothered that people were yelling about him, he just said, "Tim and Peter, get out of there. This is my place. This is my house. Yo, we're not supposed to be here." Boom. Plain and simple. He didn't, plain and simple. You yell against them, you're out. That simple. He was a dictator, man. He was a dictator. That's exactly what happened. And when he saw PIF coming, even when PIF came in, remember, the first time they came through, it fell through. I mean, part of it because the Premier League, didn't want to allow it. But Mike Ashley, man, and then he saw the green, he saw the money, and he said, "Whoa, I might just. Exactly. Why am I bothered about this numpty club?" He got in his helicopter and went back to be a Tottenham supporter. So it's that simple, man. It's not about the fans, man. Trust me. Hey, that's my opinion anyway. But anyway, give us a call right now. 0191-916-8863. Folks, call us right now. Have your say. What do you think about the season ticket situation? Should we be a socialist club and just, not a socialist club, a capitalist, my bad. Not a socialist club, a capitalist club, and just say people can buy it. They do what they want as long as they're allowed. The rules are 10 times. You transfer it to whoever you want to. Or be a Marxist and a communist club like Mighty Wayne wants us to be, where the club determines every single thing and where you breathe and what you move and what you buy and what you eat. Might as well give us what we eat, slop, like a prison when you go to St. James's Park. Highway, man. Freed, man. Be free, man. Be free.
Whoa, hey, I'm not having that. No. There's no slop at St. James's Park. No, best burgers in town at St. James's Park. No.
That's right. But according to you, man, they should just give us some slop and some prison food. Some peach fruit from a can. Put it on the plate. Some some just whatever they feed prisoners, because that's what's cheaper. Oh wait, man. Give us the proper burgers and let us go about our business. Let us do whatever we want, man. You get a transfer. You set up the rules.
Mate, by the way, I wish I'd kept my mouth shut, because they've rocketed the prices.
Yeah, well, they're going to do that anyway. The prices are going to go up anyway. And trust me, a lot of, and we're going to talk about the stadium right now in a second. A lot of Newcastle local fans won't be able to afford it. And then you're going to get people that can. And so, I don't know that's going to change that much, to be honest. But hey, I guess you're going to have to choose.
Toon fans will find a way. I've told the story before. You're on about Wonga there. If it hadn't been for Wonga, I wouldn't have been able to afford my season ticket then. I needed because the payment was due and I didn't have it. I had to get a Wonga loan to pay me season ticket.
Yeah. Let's get into some comments here and see what they are saying, because the conversation is nice at the moment. It's heating up. But however, man, give us a call right now and have your say. 0191-916-8863. Let's do some start comments here. And by the way, you can super chat as well if you want to highlight your comment. Support the channel, of course. and participate. Gavin Fuller, people may crash if they speed on unsalted roads. Win, there you go. That's what Gavin was telling you earlier on. And Win drives like a maniac, by the way. He is the worst driver in the world. Boki used to live there just down from St. Mary's Church. There you go. Marco, I know one thing, Newcastle United has gone heavy on the woke stuff, and we're going to talk about something like that, by the way, later on. Barbara Faye, I believe I've been gifted a membership. I'd like to thank that person personally. Thank you very much, Barbara. And it may have been yesterday, I think.
I think it was Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Heart, of course, giving memberships like nobody's business. Marco says, if I can't get to the match, it should be okay to give my ticket away to a friend or family member. It's a waste if you can't give it away. Yeah, there you go. That's the point.
It'll never be a waste because you can always return it to the club and get your money back.
Yeah, but some people may feel like you talk about money back, man. Some people might feel like they have something valuable. They want to give it to somebody they care for. Why are you on about money?
Well, and I'm saying that's fine.
Or a friend of a friend
is selling it to third-party sites and making money.
We already know that. I agree with you on that. I also think that some season ticket holders...
Right, so why would you need to advertise is the point I'm making.
But why would you just give it to somebody for free? A Toon fan for free? You know, that may be in the area. Obviously, if they...
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah, but the point is that they are getting their season tickets suspended because they put it on social media. Period.
Because they're advertised. Because those tickets have ended up on a third party site. End of.
No, that's not what we're talking about here, man. It's plain and simple.
Well, I think it is what we're talking about.
No, but it isn't. You're not getting the point, man. Right now, fans are getting the season tickets and loyalty points taken away because they simply put it on social media. It's their account.
You're saying that. I'm saying that those tickets.
Really? You're going to tell me that when that's what's happening, man?
Yes. For the club to have found out those tickets have been available on social media, on third-party sites.
No, that's not what's happening. Stop being stubborn. That's not what's happening. That's not what happened in this particular case.
Being stubborn.
Don't be stubborn.
Surprise.
It's as simple as you got your simple personal account and you said you got no family member, you got no wives anyway, your kids are old. You said you got your ticket, you're sick. Hey man, anybody because you're sick, you can't go any farther. So anybody in Gosford want a ticket for the game here? Let me know because I'm knackered, I can't go, and you can have it. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? You're giving it. First of all, you're going to give it.
If I'm not giving it to somebody that I know is a Toon fan.
Well, why? You're in Gosford.
That goes back to the club. It doesn't go on social media.
You're in Gosford. Who else? What else would they follow? Palace? You're a Newcastle fan. You're in Newcastle, in Gosford. If you said somebody in Gosford, because I can't go any farther right now. I don't have money for train. I don't have money for car. Gosford, right here. Anybody want a ticket? Who in their right mind would think about it, man? Would a freaking Real Madrid fan is going to come and say, no, I want to go to Newcastle?
You've got no idea how ridiculous you sound, man.
Why?
Because
why?
If I'm not going to give it to somebody that I know personally...
Well, that's your personal choice, but somebody might say...
well, and if I don't know anybody personally, I just give it back to the club so they can get rid of it to the most deserving person.
That's your personal choice, but somebody else might say, I'm alone in the world. I know there's a lot of Toon fans here that might want to go to the game. I can't go.
So give it back to the club and they'll get it to the right person.
What if they want to do the deed?
Well, why?
What's wrong with that?
What's the difference?
Because it's not going to cost them anything. What if they want to give something to somebody that is not going to cost them nothing? Why? Again, this is my point. Why do you want to subjugate people to the point
for
where
that specific example that you're talking about?
Because that's what people are doing.
This person who just wants to be philanthropic and give it to somebody, that doesn't exist. There you go. It doesn't exist. That person does not exist.
There's no good people in Newcastle. Oh,
There's plenty good people in Newcastle.
So what are you on about then? I've seen it many times. I've seen it many times on social media.
You haven't seen it many times at all.
I have seen it. Yes, I have. I have seen it in social media all the time. I've seen many of people on social media, especially on X, say, I got a free ticket. Anybody want it? I got a free ticket. Anybody come pick it. Meet me here if you want a free ticket. If you want
I've seen plenty scams on there.
Oh man, anyway. It's pointless going over this with you because they're not going to
most of the responsible sites warn you that that's
what?
scams.
Stop talking about sites, man. This is not a site thing. This is a personal account saying this is my ticket. You want it, yes or no?
Well, I don't go on them now so much, but I was in loads of Newcastle fan Facebook groups back in the day, and every week you'd see people putting posts on Facebook saying, I've got a ticket for the match on Saturday, anybody want it? And they were the same people with fake accounts wanting you send them your money and you don't get your ticket.
Well, that might happen too, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, all scams. And the response, all of those Facebook group moderators would say, do not, this is a scam, do not go to this person.
Okay. Anyway, let's go more comments here. Let's see. Well, there you go. Just think if PIF and Comcast take control of WB, it'd be banning all sorts if that deal gets the green that Worldwide is there and lead. Let me see here. Steve says, Chris, if a season ticket holder sells their match ticket to a stranger or they do something inappropriate in the ground, you could lose your season ticket. Whereas if you sold it to a member, continues, you're saying? Well, that's fine. I mean, I guess you got put it in the stipulations that you can only sell it to members, which again, it doesn't change the fact that you're selling it, so making money off it. I don't know if that's true or not, but either way, appreciate that. Let's see. Two corner phrase, Chris. All that happens is the grandson gets a free membership, email address, and they officially pass on their match ticket when they can't go. If they don't have a friend option, they give it back to the club. That's fine, but that should be a choice. I agree with selling. Selling should never really be allowed, to be honest, but still happens. And season ticket holders have been accused of it and proven that they've done it. So there you go. If you sell your ticket, I don't think that's it. But that should be easy to prove, by the way. Selling tickets. It should be easy to prove. And if they're on third-party websites, that's obviously not the same as giving it away. So that's selling tickets. So those tickets should be clearly abolished. But giving your ticket to somebody else. So we're talking about, again, the semantics part of it. We choose what we want when we want to be hypocrite or not. That's my issue. That's my issue with this situation. Because I can, as a season ticket holder, give it to somebody I don't know who is a stranger, but it might be a friend of a friend of a friend. But I choose to give it to them. And that's okay. But it's wrong for me to just say, anybody wants a ticket here, and I'm in South Shields right now. You want a ticket? We can do a little transfer real quick. That's wrong. But it's not wrong to do the other when it's the same thing. You're giving it to a stranger both times. The hypocrisy in that I cannot stand. That's my issue.
I don't see any hypocrisy.
It is the hypocrisy. It is a hypocrisy. You choosing to give your season ticket to somebody you don't know in your surrounding area that might need a ticket.
I wouldn't give it to somebody I don't know.
But again,
I would give it back to the club for them to decide who to give it to.
When your season ticket friend that sits next to you gave me her ticket, did you tell her you shouldn't do that? You're wrong for doing that because you don't know this American.
She was effectively giving it to me. She knows me.
Yeah, but she doesn't know me, and I'm the one that used the ticket.
Yeah, but she knows me and trusts me that I wouldn't give that ticket to somebody else, to somebody who wasn't.
It doesn't matter. She gave her ticket.
I explained the full situation.
It doesn't matter because she ended up giving her ticket to a stranger. That's what she did. It's the same thing.
She gave it to me, who sits beside her and has sat beside her for 25 years.
It doesn't matter. She's still accommodated because of me. That's the point that you're not getting.
No, not because of you, because of me.
No. Yeah, you just want to play around. That's fine. But at the end of the day, it's the same thing. It's hypocrisy. That's what it is. Anyway, but we'll continue with the comments. Mike actually sold up because he got the price he wanted. Fact. Exactly. That's all.
Exactly. That's what I said, and you said no.
No. Well, exactly, because he wanted to sell it, not because fans said, "Oh my God, sack Ashley, boo Ashley." That didn't move him. He had the club forever, man. He had been, if I wanted to say, 80% of his tenure, he was booed. 80% of his tenure. His first 4 or 5 years maybe didn't, but the vast majority of it, and so what are you on about? He wasn't going to sell it because of fans. He wasn't bothered. He would just kick you out of the stadium. He sold it because he got the right money and he wanted to sell it.
He sold it because there was empty seats surrounding his.
No, man, not at all, man. He got the money. That's a sentimentality, man. You want to choose to do that's fine, man. He sold the teams basically because he got the money he wanted. That's it, man.
Well, I say
Marco,
hats off to all the guys that got him out. Hats off to you.
Well, hats off not to you, because now you ain't got a season ticket, and the club is not going to look at it. If you think of Mighty Win, like Mighty Win saying that the club will go back and see who was the martyr that gave up their season ticket so Ashley could leave. They're not going to do that. You done and dusted. You're never going to get your ticket back. So it is what it is.
One of the questions I asked on Thursday was,
that ain't going to happen.
Does the club now have the season ticket records going back to the Mike Ashley era and beyond? Because there was a possibility, of course, that Mike Ashley, with his being a private company and all of that, would not necessarily have had to disclose all that information. That yes, we've got it going back all the way to, we've got the records going all the way back to the John Hall era. So they have got that, because that was one of the questions that was asked.
But that's kind of
the people who'd had season tickets for 20 odd years before they gave them up, could they be identified? And the answer was yes, they could be identified.
Well, of course. I mean, what kind of question? It's a businessman. You got archive records of everything. So, of course they will have the information. But if you're hoping that means that they're going to get their season ticket back, that ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen.
The word was, and it could be lip service, of course it could, but if and when a major expansion happens, that they will be looked at for priority. If you can show a 10-year season ticket record, which stopped during the Mike Ashley era, then you will be at the front of the queue. Now, whether that will happen or not, I don't know. It could be just lip service. But we'll see when the expansion happens. What happens?
We'll see. Let me see here. Finish up the comments. Carl Hope says, when I get older and my son has a child, I'll give my season ticket to him so he can take his son. So when you're talking crap, there you go. Nagger.
I think that's perfectly okay. What have I said different to that?
I don't know. Ashley got fed up over it by the end and sold it. There you go. Anyway, so we're talking about the stadium here. We got a report here. It says Newcastle United tipped for £80 million St. James's Park bounty as expansion twist explained. So there are a lot of words there for nothing. So those exciting plans for a new stadium are on hold for Newcastle United, it seems, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. This is, let me see what article this is. That's what we got going on here. Well, I'll look it up in a second. But it says the PIF's plans for a new 1.2 billion stadium have got fans excited, even if the idea of leaving St. James's Park is a bittersweet one. We initially expected some movement regarding the Cathedral on the Hill in 26, but it now seems like the Euro 28 will keep the Magpies at their current home until 2030. 2030. I mean, what are we on about? I mean, this is criminal, man. Waiting that long. And the thing about it is we finally own too much, man. You know, Barcelona went a new stadium. They got a sponsor for it. Boom. You know, Spotify, they got a stadium up. 3 years it's been, I think. They already got the stadium up. They're about to play in it this weekend. Oh, wait, man. What are we all finding around about?
No, we spoke about this last week. And the fact is that we are definitely, what we have always been, definitely stuck at St. James's Park till the Euros, because the plans for St. James's Park were part of the bid to get those matches.
Yeah, that's fine. But I mean, what's St. James's Park got to do with?
We're always going to be at St. James's Park for 2020 year. What I disagree with there in terms of the 30 is that if we could get the planning permission for Leazes Park, then that building work can start way before 2030. And the only thing that came out, and I think it's probably the same article you're referring to, was the fact that they're not going to start the building work, even if they get the permission to do Leazes Park, which would be possible to start with St. James's Park still in full operation. They're not going to, because the construction, traffic and everything will interfere with crowd enjoyment at the Euros.
That's a weak explanation, man. Yeah, that's a weak explanation.
Well, I think it is as well.
You can get the stadium going, man. You know, what's the importance here? What's the importance? Look, at the end of the day, if the Euro says you can't have it, then you can't have it. I mean, you know, what's the most important here? You know, you gotta get a new stadium in, at least going. You know, a good part of it could be being built if you need where St. James's Park is now to get demolished after you reach a certain part. You can start where Leazes Park is in the beginning and then move on. Exactly. Whenever that's over, then you can do that. That's what I'm getting at. I don't know why you got to wait until 2030. And even better, if you absolutely can come up with a deal where you can clearly move the stadium, the new one, more into like the center of Leazes Park, not far away from the current St. James's Park, then obviously you wouldn't even need anything. But I don't understand. That's why I'm not buying into this nonsense. I'm not buying it. Come on, man. This is 2025, man. You should have more.
Buying that horse.
Ain't buying that horse, man. You know, it's 2025. You got, engineers that can figure all this stuff out, and because of traffic and entrances, man, what kind of explanation is that? I mean, it's a bit weird in my opinion. Before we continue with this, though, we got some rather breaking news right now at 11:35 in the morning in the UK. We have extended, says Newcastle United, our partnership with Fenwick, the iconic Northeast founded department store, reinforced a shared commitment to create memorable retail experiences for fans, shoppers, and the wider community. So it looks like Newcastle United retaining their, if you will, relationship with Fenwick. You got something to say about that?
Fenix.
Oh.
There's no W. The W is not pronounced.
Oh.
It's just Fenwick.
Fenwick, whatever, man. Talk about
Allenwick Castle, where you want to go to see the Harry Potter stuff. That's not Allenwick. It's Annick.
Talk about destroying the English language, man. God,
Berwick isn't B-E-R, where Ian lives isn't Berwick. It's Berwick.
How do you say Edinburgh?
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 No, Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
That's it.
Not Edinburgh.
No, Edinburgh.
That is insane, man. What a way to destroy the English language, man. Y'all done a horrible job.
That's funny you should say that, because the smuggies get annoyed with us for calling it Middlesbrough, because they call it Middlesbrough. We've got 4 syllables to their 3.
Middlesbrough.
No, but we say Middlesbrough.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So Fenwick is being restored. Well, not the contract is being put there. So there you go. It looks like they're renewing the deal. I wonder how much they get from Fenwick though. And is that a world countrywide store?
No, they've only got 3. Oxford Street in London, Northumberland Street, and there's one in, I think it may be Oxford.
Yeah.
Just double check that.
Meanwhile, you are listening to NUFC Talk, ladies and gents.
You are listening to NUFC Talk Radio.
The voice of the Toon Army. Live daily on the website, on YouTube, and on every online radio directory.
NUFC Talk.
The voice of the Toon Army.
All right, ladies and gents, in Wabak, of course, don't forget to smash the like button and help us out. Help us out, ladies and gents. It is a rather chilly morning in Newcastle at the moment, although it's went up 1 degree, though. It's 3 degrees now in Newcastle. It's the sun is out. The sun is going to warm things up, of course. Melt some of the ice, some of that slush that's out there. So don't forget to smash the like button. Help us out. Get as many people as we can possibly get to. The tune is knackered at the moment with the weather. I would assume the whole of England, to be fair. But there you go. I mean, it's rather cold in the tune. Rather cold in the tune, ladies and gents. We got some footage out there. Not some footage, but some pictures, I guess you would say, from early in the morning. I mean, it's to be honest, it looks like it snowed a lot more than you would expect, though. I guess it was steady falling down, slow and steady. There you go, early in the morning there in the tune. Boy, it looks miserable. That looks proper winter, man. That looks deep winter. Just all of it now. It's starting to melt, man. It's starting to melt, Dune. In the tune.
Whoa, I'm wrong about Phoenix. The Bond Street, I thought it was
Wouldn't be the
Oxford
first
Street.
time.
Bond Street next door closed in February 24. But they now have 8 department stores in Bracknell, Brent Cross, Canterbury, Colchester, Kingston upon Thames, and Royal Tunbridge Wells. And York.
Yeah. So you're absolutely knackered, as usual. So anyway, it is a sunny day today in Whitehaven, says Choppy. There you go, mate. Appreciate it very much over there in Whitehaven. Let's keep talking about the stadium, though, and continue this conversation because there's a new stadium plans. We'll have to wait for Newcastle United. That's according to our finance expert. I think this comes from the Geordie Boo Boys. Adam Williams, who suggests that the fact that St. James's Park will be heavily involved in the Euro 28 means Newcastle won't tamper with their new ground for the next few years. Williams said, the fact that St. James's Park is hosting 5 matches in the Euro means that work isn't going to start at the stadium or presumably the proposed site at Leeds Park until the end of the tournament. The end of the tournament. Again, it just makes no sense. It makes no sense. Unless they got to do, the bureaucracy going on in the UK about this type of stuff. But other than that, I just don't even see it, man. But listen, they do what they want, I guess. And quote, given that the footprint of the new stadium design overlaps with St. James's Park, it sounds like it would be too disruptive to have the building site and the functioning stadium in use for such a significant event simultaneously. That seems to be mood music, at least. Says we're now not expecting any announcement about the stadium plan until at least in the next year. Till next year. That also means
not far away.
That also means the club has at least 2.5 years to wait until they can break ground at a new site. Even thereafter, you're probably looking at 2 to 4 years to actually build the ground. So it's looking increasingly like likely that we're going to have entered the 2030s before the ribbon cutting ceremony. But I mean, so that means that they're going to start building though. And then by the 2030, that's what they're talking about before the ribbon cutting ceremony in 2030. So I mean, that could actually mean that they will start building.
It means they could break ground up straight after the Euros.
Yeah.
In 2 to 4 years. And that's crazy, though. 2 to 4 years to build a stadium. And you've got that record breaker in China from brown earth built a nuclear power station in less than a year.
Well, but they got them people working like dogs, man. They got them. We're gonna need some Asian folks to come to the UK, and they were working 24/7, man. They work like ants, as people say. Discussing the finer details, the finer financial details of Euro 28 coming to Tyneside, Williams claims Newcastle will get extra headroom in their PSR budget, thanks to the commercial revenue generated over the next few years, but is concerned that may still fall behind their Big Six rivals. Williams added, for Newcastle, that means several more seasons of relatively limited matchday income. There is only so much you can increase general admission prices before fans quite rightly protest. You can squeeze more out of the hospitality and increasing the dwell time at St. James's Park, yes, but growth in that area is relatively limited too. Compared to the hospitality tickets for other teams like Arsenal and all them, they're criminally high. Not as bad as we are, but I mean, ours is pretty high too, man. I'm not gonna lie. I looked at that. I took a look at it again, to be fair. So I'm not talking BS. I don't like to do that. Like when assuming Fenwick is just, in Gosforth, and I saw one in the city center, to be honest. But I mean, what do you make out of that? I mean, tickets could still go up. Season tickets definitely could go up a little bit, and some. But they're saying the Newcastle fans will protest
any situation where demand exceeds supply, market forces take their course, and inevitably prices will rise. And the bottom line is, if we want to compete with the big boys, we need more revenue. That includes matchday revenue, and prices are going to have to rise. If we want to be buying the best players available, paying the top wages to get the points, we've got to pay more. It's simple. I think we're about fifth bottom now of the Premier League in terms of how much we pay for our season tickets.
I mean, they're talking about hospitality tickets being you can raise them, but for the PSV game, Champions League, mind, the 308 tickets are sold out. The barracks. The rooftops is £980 right now. I mean, you can't go any higher than that. I mean, all the rich people would only be going to that. I mean, it's plain and simple. Tables of 4 are available to purchase online. So, what do you get in this, man? For £900, surely you got a box with air conditioning in. I mean,
you're in the rooftop. You're in effectively a dining hall,
and you can watch the game right there, eating out and everything.
You get your seats as well, obviously, for the match.
So because of this rooftop, they charge all that, man. That is criminal, man.
That's for you. Well, the thing is, the people that buy those are companies, and they buy them to give them away to reward their loyal customers or their directors.
Yeah, it says you get sophistication, elegance, and atmosphere. The rooftops will celebrate the best seasonal food, serving a variety of small plates and grazing options. To continue the celebrations post-match, guests will also be entertained by a live DJ. There you go.
The food is good at the park, I've got to say.
But if you get the wings for the PSV game, wings.
In fact, the food is that good that the catering department, when Take That did their concert at the stadium of you know where, the promotion company that were looking after the event examined Sunderland's catering facilities and what they could offer, and said, no, that's no good. And they got the whole, because we had to taxi the whole Newcastle catering team, hundreds of people, from St James's Park to Roker Park to the stadium of you know what. Because they wanted Newcastle, they wanted the St James's Park catering team to do the Take That concert.
Yeah. If you wanted to buy hospitality tickets for that game, PSV, for the Wings, I guess that's what it's called. Because one is called the Barracks, the Rooftops, and this one's called the Wings. Wings. I don't know
the
why.
Wings, yeah.
£526. So basically, you're knackered. I mean, how man? And you can go higher than. I mean, I've seen the Arsenals and all that, but I mean, they are on another level as far as competing for the league, man. I don't think that we can get higher because we can't really justify it. How can we justify raising our prices for what? To watch these draws every week? I mean,
to compete in the Champions League.
What were the hospitality tickets for during the Mike Ashley era, for example?
Well, you couldn't get shot at them. They were.
Why?
They were still in the hundreds, by the way.
And but they were probably cheap though. And the Aston Villa. Let me see here. Aston Villa. Let me see Aston Villa because I might be interesting. Whatever. So 471 per person if I want to go to the Wings. And Shearer's Bar it will be 465. But that for a ticket, me and my wife, that's 2 tickets for one game, £800 right there, man. 900 actually. I mean, it is criminal, man. And trust me, I went to platinum tickets, and Wynn said I could do this, I could do that, man. I'm not bothered by none of that, man. It's just people getting drunk, sitting there, talking to each other. I didn't enjoy none of that. I went to the platinum side. It wasn't, the seats are just the same as the other side. What's so great about it? Was I going to get free pints that I didn't notice about? Do you get free drinks? Because I didn't bother to get anywhere. It was chugga. So why even bother, man? So platinum tickets, I don't know if they're worth it either. But I guess that the club might look into increasing these prices. But again, as this Williams guy says,
platinum tickets are that much, not that much. Once you've got your club membership, and they are changing hands now for, 5 figures. Once you've got that, the tickets themselves are only 70 quid or something.
But the club might increase prices, of course, on that part. But it says that it's not really going to be that much of relevance, and fans might protest. So there you go. Getting the chance to see England play at St James's Park in a major tournament will be huge for local fans, of course. But there's also big financial benefits. What do you mean?
Well, England will play all their games at Wembley.
Oh, it looks like they're coming to St James's Park.
Well, England aren't.
Well, they might. How do you know that? You don't know that, man.
England will be playing at Wembley.
They might. They probably will, but you don't know that. They're saying that what if England wants to go all over the place? We don't know that. Trust me, they need proper atmosphere. If you're gonna play Scotland or teams like that, you better believe you need atmosphere. So you better go to the Northeast because that Wembley atmosphere is knackered, man. So it would be huge for local fans either way if it comes to Newcastle, of course. But there's also big financial benefits to putting a pause on the plans for a new ground too. Benefit and reward, I guess you can say. Put a pause on the stadium. Putting up a pause on the new stadium, is that going to benefit us with the Euro more than just start building the stadium and getting that sorted as soon as possible? I don't know. Their match day income was 7th highest in the Premier League hours in the last financial year at £50 million. Well, that can't be ours though. It's too low, isn't it?
No.
So I don't know. I
Match
don't know
day.
what they took. Oh, match day. Whoa, match day. We get £50 million match day.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that can't be. Are you talking about as far as TV rights and all that?
No. TV rates are separate.
Ain't no way we get £50 million a match.
No, £50 million a season. Divide that by
between the
19.
Okay, there you go. That's what I'm saying. But there is a huge increasing gap between Newcastle and the so-called Big Six in this category. Depending on their number of matches at St. James's Park in a season, in Champions League participation is the real deal breaker here. I think it's possible that they can get to 75 million to 80 million pounds in their next few years, adjusting for inflation. But the Big Six clubs are looking for double that as a baseline these days. So you're chasing your tail, if you will. That gap affects their headroom under PSR and UEFA equivalent, which means they can spare a lot more before they need to worry about financial caps and owner financing. We got a phone call here. We got a caller, ladies and gents. We got a caller here. Hello, how's it going, mate?
Hi, it's Jordan again.
Hey, Jordan, how you doing, mate? All good?
I'm all right. How are you?
Doing great, man. Doing great. How's it going? What do you want to say, mate?
I mean, I can't wait for Sunday. Better when we've got Wissett in the team as well. I mean, I can't wait to see that lad play.
Yeah,
He's an
man.
genius.
Yeah. I mean, we're all excited for that, to be honest. It's been a slow week.
Yeah, it has. Very slow.
Match days are so needed, man. So needed. But, it's coming. It's coming. And, it's a very tough game, of course. So we got to get the points, as you said yesterday. So, it's a very important one. But
and what's your prediction?
And I'm going to say 14 Newcastle.
4-2. Whoa, high scoring game. Hope you're right.
4-2. 4-2 Newcastle.
Yeah.
It's wishful thinking, man. Wishful thinking, man. Do you really think that we can pull that off?
Yeah, I think we can.
Yeah. Well, we might be able to. We might be able to say the least. But
well, thank you very much.
Okay,
what
mate.
was that?
I said thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, cheers, mate. Appreciate you for calling, man. Appreciate it very much. That was Jordan, of course. Thank you very much, Jordan. There, you can give us a call now. Have your say, whatever you want to talk about. 0191-916-8863. It's in front of you. You can have your say. Give a call back, man. Highway. And thank you, Jordan, for calling in. And to finish this thing off here, so there's clear benefits of St. James's Park staying open for a while longer, both fiscally and emotionally. But the long-term impact may be that Newcastle find themselves playing catch-up for years to come after the Euro 28. What does this mean for Newcastle United financially? Well, it's I don't know. I feel like we always I feel like this financial situation is just not going to go away, and we just have to, because the other ones are going to keep going as well. So we're just going to have to.
That's right. You know, you've got Spurs now, especially. They are showing how it's really done. But
how's it?
Well,
how's it done?
Yeah, well, getting the NFL and Beyonce concerts and you name it.
But I don't understand why.
They've got speedway racing or something on nowhere.
Well, I don't understand why we can't do that. I don't understand why we can't do that. There's nothing to say that we couldn't do that.
But, well, with the new stadium, there is nothing. No.
Oh, what about new stadium? We got a current stadium, man. You can still fill it up with people. You still get people to come in. I mean, that doesn't stop you from making money. You reach out, like Hopkinson has contacts. You reach out to American sports. Bring in the NFL, bring in hockey, bring in whatever, man. Bring in whatever. There's a lot of hockey fans in England, by the way. Bring in.
No, I think setting up a hockey rink is a step too far. Like,
what are you on about, man? Freeze it up and you're done, man. Oh wait, it's not a big deal, man. You just pour some water on it, freeze it up, and you're done. Oh wait, man. By the way, we got stadiums here. There were basketball courts that turn into hockey pitches, and you go on, man.
And you've been doing it for years, and they are in purpose-built basketball hockey venues. But you can definitely do that with NFL. There's a lot of completely
NFL
different
fans.
to a football pitch.
You can do that with the NFL. That's easy done. Easy.
Yeah, NFL is simple. Yeah.
So bring it in here. Bring it in. The other, we tend to complain about money and all that.
Yeah, but
nonsense.
then you're trying to compete then with an
You ain't got to compete,
established
man.
operator.
You ain't got to compete. Stop answering before. Stop answering. You're talking about you call an NFL team. Stop answering for them. Talk to them and see what they say. Negotiate.
You can't talk to a team. You talk to the organization.
You talk to
the NFL.
you talk to the NFL, of course, the commissioner. Yeah, of course you do. That's the point.
And if they want to, they're not going to bring multiple games.
They want to grow the
to
sport.
the UK.
They're gonna. They want to grow the sport. They will. They will go different areas in the country. They're not just going to go to London. They want to go everywhere. Trust me, man. They've gone to Spain now. Everybody cries about not having money, but yet they're over.
Just remind me, where have they gone in Spain?
They're going to Real Madrid, of course.
Yes, and where have they gone in France? To Paris. Oh, yes.
Well, first of all, London, with all due respect, London and Madrid are more open-minded than the rest of the. London is more open-minded than the Northeast, for example, because we want to whinge about not having money, but then again, we cry when there's opportunities to make money by either taking the sport out of the country or bringing other sports into the country. So, and that's also an issue. Get over yourselves, open-minded, and get it done. Get the money in, because they were whinging about the La Liga games going to the United States. They could have earned a lot of money on that. They listened to the fans and they canceled it. But the NFL went to Spain. They made all the money in the world, and they advertised their sport, played the Spaniard national anthem. They played the American national anthem. Everybody's happy, hunky-dory, and move on. Make money together, man. Stop whinging about our sport, games gone, and all this nonsense. Make money. That's what it's about now. You got to make money.
Well,
so
the way we will make money is by putting up season ticket prices.
No, that ain't gonna be nothing, man. It's gonna help out, but as the report said, that's not really gonna be. It's not really gonna be relevant. I just putting a tourniquet on, man. You're still gonna have to have an operation, man. Tourniquet it's not gonna be there forever. Season you can only go so high, and even the supporter group and all of them complain about they're too high and worried about this going up. It went up like what 10% the other day, last year or something. And people were marching and rioting, burning houses down and all that for that little 10%.
12 o'clock in the UK, folks.
12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock, ladies and gents, in the UK. Don't forget to smash the like button. Hit the likes and give us a call. 0191-916-8863. It's NUFC Talk.
You are listening to NUFC Talk Radio.
The voice of the Toon Army. Live daily on the website, on YouTube, and on every online radio directory.
NUFC Talk.
The voice of the Toon Army.
You mute.
How am I muted? You muted me, I think. How am I? Were you hearing me the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's insane. Anyway, by the way, we do got a bit of a, if you're out and about, we got a little traffic update here, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. No, that wasn't it. So anyway, never mind. I'm not going to lie to you because if it's not relevant, then we cannot say it. So it's got to be of the moment, ladies and gents. Don't forget to smash the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Like NFL Now on Channel 5 and Sky. Just need NHL on UK TV on Channel 5 as well, says Darren Lee. Hey, listen, man, you got to get in your...
Hockey. There's a note for me that.
Hey, hockey's proper.
Marco was saying Fenwick is the Harrods of the North. Very classy fragrance department. Indeed it has. And
Isn't the Harrods...
I've been doing some Christmas shopping there.
Isn't the Harrods like where the Egyptian owner?
Yeah.
Hey, he did some dodgy things now, man. He did some dodgy things.
Well, that's
we're not gonna get into that.
You say that I couldn't possibly comment.
I watched documentaries, man. I watched a very popular story, by the way. The Egyptian owner, his son was the one that was dating Princess Diana. When the one that died in the people taking pictures of him. That's how Mighty Wayne gets treated now. Everywhere he goes, pictures, paparazzi all over the place. It's not because of your takes. It's because they're trying to figure out what you're wearing, man. That vomit shirt you got on.
We'll talk about that later. Fenwick have got a new line out of Christmas jumpers, which have been specially designed in the first case for Jeffo. Happy Christmas, Jeffo. And they've got a one for Bogey as well. Happy ho ho ho, Merry Christmas, Bogey and Jeffo.
There you go. Liverpool legend bites back at Newcastle. Do you want to talk about that? He has a go at Newcastle fans, actually. He says that, who is this guy? John Barnes. There you go, John Barnes. I don't even know if it's a Liverpool legend, though. I mean, these articles always call legends to anybody, really. But he's known for playing there, of course. And he said that Newcastle fans had a go at me after the cup final because they asked if this was going to be a stepping stone for Newcastle to push on. And I said, push on where? They finished 4th and 5th. They're not going to push on to win the league or the Champions League. They thought that was a bit disrespectful. And they said, is this now a way for them to keep their players? And I said, if Newcastle lost the cup final and Isak and other players wanted to stay, they would stay. The fact that they have won the cup doesn't mean they're going to stay. Then Isak left. Barnes continued. So unfortunately, no matter what you create with all these big players and all this money, you're not going to be able to sustain that. Newcastle can't spend more than everybody else. So top players will want to go to Man United, Liverpool, and not Newcastle, because they can't spend twice as much. What they have to do is get some good players, and if they want to go, if the players want to go, then let them go. Rather than this negativity of the whole Isak situation, it doesn't really help Eddie Howe at all. The fact that they buy these players doesn't mean they're going to keep them, because they're going to want to go to other clubs. Liverpool, John Barnes claims to have proven Newcastle United supporters wrong following Alexander Isak's exit. John Barnes has bitten back at Newcastle United fans after revising comments made in the aftermath of the Carabao Cup final win over Liverpool in March. So basically he's saying we're numpties, and even though you won the cup against Liverpool, it means nout. So I'm assuming you agree with him because you're a Macam in disguise. But
well, he's telling it like it is, to be fair, in terms of, be the richest club in the world, but we kind of spend out because his club live up, his club and their ilk are preventing us doing so.
So we got players like
I keep telling you, we have to temper our expectations.
Yeah, but what are the expectations? Liverpool's expectations, Man City's expectations is to win the league. Our expectations shouldn't be that, if that's what you're saying. Our expectations should be to fight for Champions League every year. So,
he's saying that. He says Newcastle finished 4th, 5th.
There you go.
They're not going to win the league or the Champions League.
Yeah, but you say our expectation should be 9th. That's not the same.
I'm saying 4th, 5th is overachieving. Absolutely.
Gaza, no, that's crazy. Man. The Toon Army knackered, says Gaza. Darren Lee says, I bet win like Clark Griswold in Christmas vacation shopping scene, but in Phoenix. There you go. Mascot says, Marco says, when I was a kid, things used to fall into my pocket in Phoenix. I was a little twat. Now I hate out like that now. There you go. We are in Premier League jail, says Mac Debates. There you go. And smash the like button, folks. The likes are very low right now. Hit the like button. Help us reach as many people as we possibly can. We got news for you coming up, of course. However, another cult hero, again, calling cult hero the people that don't need to be called hero, these articles, which is Cruel, Tim Cruel, says that doesn't agree that Eddie Howe has taken the club as far as he can. Jamie Carragher, though, said that Howe, who has now won the Carabao Cup, twice qualified for the Champions League, and is in his 4th year as head coach of Newcastle United, has taken Newcastle United as far as he can now, now he should consider the England job. And Tim Cruel responded, of course, we are sitting 14th in the Premier League table, are now just 2 points above relegation zone after losing 3-1 against Brentford. And he says, Jamie Carragher, it's been a mess at Newcastle, really. And when you're talking about one of the greatest managers they've ever had in their history, I think he deserves better. If I'm thinking how Eddie Howe's thinking, if that England job came up in the summer after the World Cup with Tuchel's contract situation, I'd be there in a shot. Because, as I said, I think he's being let down. And I don't think he can take Newcastle any farther than what he's done so far. Has he taken them as far as he can? I think there are still steps to go. He's more hungry than ever to prove people wrong. And I think that starts Saturday, I say Tim Cruel. But before we keep going on this, what do you think about that? I mean, Jamie Carragher says he can't do no more for Newcastle because we're about Wangas. And
he's got a vested interest, obviously, being a Liverpool fan, and he would love it if Eddie Howe left Newcastle. Love it.
For what? For Liverpool?
No. For anywhere.
What are you on about?
So that we're not challenging anymore, because it'll take some coach to get us to challenge better than what he's got with challenging. I can tell you that for nout.
Oh, that's a happy clapping twist if I've seen one. But anyway, okay. Well, listen, some bedwetters might agree with him.
It is what it is. A lot of bedwetters will agree with him.
Well, some happy clappers like you will agree that he's been mistreated. So he said, I don't see Newcastle win.
For 4 years, he's been fighting with his hands tied behind his back. End of.
Carragher says, I don't see Newcastle winning the Premier League, so I'm not sure there's much more he can do. And that's not just talking on the back of Newcastle being a couple of points outside of relegation zone or questioning the manager in any way. But I think Newcastle have let him down. The topsy-turvy nature of the club in terms of sporting directors, all the people behind the scenes, it almost feels at times like he's there on his own. The big Saudi investment hasn't really kicked on. Now they could question the PSR and the rules. I get all that, but something to me, when I look at how he had to handle the summer with Alexander Isak's situation, getting players in late like Yohan Wissa, doesn't sound right. Now, Tim Cruel said, who made, of course, 185 appearances for Newcastle, he's one of the best managers of the club has ever seen. He has single-handedly transformed the expectations of the city. The club is on the up. The club is on the up, says Tim Crow. So that's not the problem. That's
his over-performances
he's
stoked expectation beyond where expectation should be. Right,
he's done the expectation of Newcastle fans is exactly where it should be. Exactly where it should be. Some still have battered wife syndrome, of course. It takes a bit more psychiatry sessions to get that out of them. But at the end of the day, Newcastle's expectations are where they should be, and they should always have been. Again, don't compare it to Mike Ashley. Mike Ashley's Newcastle was the worst ever. It's the worst of the worst scum ever, and that shouldn't have ever been the standards of Newcastle United fans.
And in the post-war era, the only time we have come anywhere near what we are doing now is when we were the biggest spenders in the league.
We weren't the biggest spenders in the league, man. We never were, man. Stop lying. Man
United
United has always been. Arsenal
and
has always been.
And it was us and Man United that were fighting for the title.
Exactly. There you go. And I argue that against you when you said we weren't competing for the title, by the way, a couple of seasons back. And you said we were never competing for the title. So I'm glad that you came to the realization that we were.
When we were outspending everybody else, yes, we were.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Again,
but
right now
we can't do that.
Exactly. So the expectations of anybody,
should be lower.
Any Newcastle fan that has the expectations of winning the league, winning the Champions League, are numpties. So the expectation is just qualifying for Europe every season, being competing for cups, FA Cup or Carabao Cup. That should be the expectation of Newcastle United fans, which it is now, to be honest. And we are
in the 20 years since we were last competing. In other words, the whole of the Ashley era, when we stopped spending completely, we ignored completely revenue generation, and that's when we've plummeted. And under the current financial constraints, it's going to take years to get to recover to where we were under Keegan.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter though. Football moves with
and Sir John Hall, of course.
You can't tell me that Chelsea's expectations should be where they are, because the vast majority of their years have been rubbish compared to this last 25 years. So compared to their history, compared to the last 25 years, more of that time in their history they have been rubbish. So therefore, that means their expectations should be rubbish. No, their expectations should be where they're at, because their moment.
Now the biggest spenders.
No, they're because of their moment. Because of their moment right now. Because of their current situation. So the expectations
because of what they've done for 20 years since Abramovich came in.
Because of what's going on right now. Because if Abramovich left when in 19 or so, if after that they would have been rubbish, absolutely rubbish, mid-table team, their expectations would be lower. But they're always maintaining. Our expectations should be higher than they were with Ashley era. Because we are being in Champions League, we are being there. Because you want to be a battered wife your whole life. Not every fan wants to do that. Now Newcastle United is a different club, a different animal. It's not there to win the league yet. It's not there to win the Champions League. It's not there to win trophies back to back to back to back. But it's there to compete for Champions League positions, 4th, 5th, 6th, all the time, and compete for cups here and there.
Exactly
that's the experience. No, we're not. We're not doing that. What are you talking about? We're again. Do you not look at the table? What are you on about, man? We're not doing that. We're below par. Below par.
This season we're below par, absolutely.
Okay then. So what are you on about? What are you arguing for? There's nobody saying
because we're talking about the conversation started with what Lawrenson said and what John Barnes said. And I'm saying that bang on. And you're saying they're not.
What? What are you on about? What? We were the best spenders in the, you're saying, the 90s. That's fine. That means we will compete for the league. That was the expectation. To win something.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay then. So now the expectation is not that.
When we were breaking the world transfer record, that was expected. We should be competing for the league. We were, and we underperformed, by the way. We underperformed under Keegan at the finish.
Now that's not the expectation. Fans don't want to win anything, or that's not their expectation. They just want to compete. We're not doing that.
Fans are now expecting us, certain fans are expecting us to be in the Champions League position every season.
Yeah, that should be the expectation.
And that's not realistic, is what I'm saying.
No, but it is. It is. I mean, you guys, obviously, you should be giving it a good go every single season and be in Europe.
And we're giving it a good go every season. We've done it twice.
No, we're not. Yeah, that's fine. So again, that's right. But now we're talking about this season, and that certainly hasn't been it.
Because we've got a fantastic manager who's overachieving.
Dude, what are you on about? So that means Pep Guardiola has overachieved, and once he leaves, Man City's expectations should plummet. So Man City, because when Guardiola,
whoever takes over at Man City, will still have that revenue.
When Guardiola came in, that club wasn't that. They won everything with Guardiola. It's the same thing. It correlates to Eddie Howe in their respective levels, of course, because one is all the way up here, the other one is down here. So Eddie Howe came in, he's done great. So what are you on about? He comes in, that's what managers do. They come in, they do good. He's in the Hall of Fame now, so you should be happy about that. There you go.
Yeah.
So then if he leaves and another manager comes in, the expectation should remain. Newcastle United should be in Europe every season. Plain and simple. Plain and simple, man.
Should be competing for Europe every season.
No, it should be in Europe because you got the Conference League, because you got the Europa League, and you got the Champions League. Should be in Europe. Should be in Europe.
Definitely top 7.
Should be in Europe every season. So there you go. That should be the expectation. We're nowhere near that, man. Look at the table. We're nowhere near that.
We're 2 wins of it.
When I told you, man, stop using that because we can barely put 2 passes together and barely win. We haven't. When's the last time we won back-to-back games? By the way, if it in the Premier League,
well, we've won 7 out of our last 10.
And in the Premier League,
not in the Premier League, no.
So what are you on about, man? What the heck, man? You're trying to argue for no reason, man. It's crazy, man. It's right in front of you to see, man. Right in front of you to see. But you
opened the conversation with by complaining about what John Barnes and Jamie Carragher had said about the club.
Yeah.
And you're complaining about it. I'm saying they're both bang on.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me. You're a Macam, so it wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, let me go with just pieces of news here and there, really. Did you know that, this is a Nile Ranger. We got Nile Ranger news. Former Premier League bad boy Nile Ranger announces shock new career. By the way, he's starting a podcast.
Premier League bad boy. I don't know how many games did he play in the Premier League. Not many, I know.
Well, he played for us, and he's got good talent, by the way, but he's just knackered, man. He wanted to be a bad boy. So there you go. But he is trying to get youth players from different areas to play against academies and get spotted so they can learn a lot from his journey because it was so up and down. I'm not sure I want to bring Nile Ranger to come teach the kids anything unless he's been rehabilitated.
Exactly. Tell them what not to do.
Unless he's been rehabilitated, but we don't know that. So listen, man, I'm not sure. I'm not sure Nile Ranger's business teaching the kids will take off. But listen, I wish the best to everybody, man. Everybody out there, do your thing, Bonnie lad. So we had that ticket situation going on that we talked about earlier, and a lot of people having their situation, their tickets being suspended. Tickets for European away games in Sunderland are not transferable, by the way. If anybody had a question about that, they are not transferable whatsoever. European games. So that means if you wanted to give up your Champions League ticket, you couldn't do that.
Champions League ticket? No, Champions League tickets aren't transferable.
Man, that is crazy. Sunderland tickets are not transferable either. So I guess at home. I don't know why though. I mean, do they make it because of the importance? And
it could be for safety reasons, police reasons, so you don't want Sunderland fans in Toon seats.
Yeah.
Nile Ranger, Premiership footballer. In 5 years, he played 570 minutes of Premier League football in total. And that was in 26 appearances. So about 8 minutes per appearance.
8 minutes per bit. Wow. But yeah, he was knackered. He was knackered to say the least. Let's go with some comments here. Darren Lee, I think Mitchell was a useless man with his experience. Should have hit the ground running after 2 weeks, but he was full of excuses, pointing the finger. Steve Gotti, Mitchell was proven right in the summer, was an absolute shambles. He says, there you go. So 2 different opinions there going on. And one's Pika Pika. I think Eddie being in the Hall of Fame is a bit exaggerated. He barely won anything. Well, I mean,
What?
but that's true though. He barely won anything. He won 1 trophy.
Who else has won a trophy? You got to go
Har-
back
Joe
to
Harvey.
Joe Harvey.
Well, exactly, but he's not lying. He barely
Well,
won.
there you go. That's Hall of Fame.
So there you go. You can put that
Right
context
there.
into it. So you can put the context of saying we haven't won in 70 years, therefore he should get
So
in.
there should be
But you-
nobody in the Hall of Fame.
No, listen, man. Think, right? His statement is not wrong. He barely won anything. He won 1 trophy, 1 Carabao Cup. But you can say that 1 Carabao Cup in context with our history is very relevant. There you go. Both make sense. So why you gotta laugh and why you gotta make fun of people, man? It makes no sense. He's right. He barely won anything because he did. You, for some reason,
he's won a trophy in 4 years.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
I
going,
guess
yeah. I'm going, yeah.
I mean, what do you want me to do about that? It's kind of, I don't know. I
It's
guess
fantastic. That's
1
what
trophy in 4
football's
years.
about, man, winning trophies.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you become immaculate to anything. So we celebrated, man. We celebrated together a trophy.
Damn right,
So-
we celebrated.
There you go. Gavin Fuller says, but a new manager won't have his players and the merry-go-round. Well, I agree with that as well. But but either way, as much as I use that argument for me not to want them out yet, you're still if the push comes to shove, then you got to get it done. You got to do it. So you can't be an extremist on either end. You've got to try to have some level of in between. If you got to do it, you still got to do
Realism,
it.
which is exactly what I've got. Critical
You ain't
thinking.
you ain't got none of that whatsoever.
You
But
think you have, but you got none of it, boy.
because you got to try to play both sides of the story. You keep on 1-1-1 defending the undefendable. Guys, do you think any team seriously fears Newcastle? We got decimated over the summer. There's nothing to fear. That's why we are 2 points off the drop. Says
That's why we're
Gaza.
6 points off Champions League.
6 points. Gaz says, well, I hope you've enjoyed the ride, Wayne, because it won't happen again anytime soon. Says
You might be surprised, kid.
Marco, Tuchel is a good manager. It doesn't seem like a yes man.
He's definitely not a yes man.
He's definitely not a yes man. Let's go with this topic though. Listen, it might be a touchy subject for some folks, but we cover everything Newcastle United here, so I'm not bothered about that. But remember the fan that got banned from St. James's Park because of her political views. Apparently, she's posting on here, says, I'm over the moon to finally be able to say publicly that my ban with NUFC has publicly been officially been lifted. She wishes to thank everybody in their unwavering support, both emotionally and financially, to help her reach this point. She says, I am now 3 for 3 with court cases and find myself in a position to now move forward with my life after over 2 years of hell. This fight has cost me my relationship, reputation, my home, and my sanity at times, but it has all been worth it. Man, your home. I'm telling you something. Nothing is coming between me and my house. I'm not putting my house up for nothing. You tell me I'm going to be banned. All right, then I'm not losing my house over a ticket. I know that. However, everybody's they got their convictions. In this particular case, this person who is a woman. I kind of remember what happened, but I don't. I'm gonna have to. She goes on about free speech and right to free speech, of course, which we defend on this channel as far as football takes is concerned, and anything in that matter. But we're not a political channel anyway. However, this has to do with Newcastle United
disagree
support.
vehemently with everything you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it.
There you go. Good American politician statement there.
Voltaire.
So what was the situation here? Apparently, let's read the article, right, and go from there, because we got to react to it as far as, and we're going to be going over our usual time slot, so bear in mind, it's okay though. We don't have anything else coming up next. So a Newcastle United fan who was banned for matches for expressing gender critical views on social media has been allowed back to games. The Premier League club banned a lifelong supporter, Lindsay Smith, 36 years of age, for 3 seasons. 3 seasons. By the way, she is only. I guess she didn't. She almost did all 3. Man. After receiving complaints of transgender people would not feel safe sitting next to her. She was also subject to police hate crime investigation, although no action was ever taken against her. The club, which initially told her to go on a course to explore the impact of posts, has now reinstated her a year early after she said she would not post similar material again. Miss Smith, who is gay and promotes lesbian, bisexual, and women rights, said she felt relieved that the ordeal was finally behind her and proud to have defended the right to free speech. I still don't know what she said or where she stands in the pecking order. To be honest, it shouldn't matter anyway, because free speech is free speech. She had initially sought to pursue legal action against Newcastle United, but agreed to that a lifting of the ban in joint statement would resolve the issue. I don't think any in Newcastle has put out anything about this issue, so the joint statement on the part of Newcastle hasn't come out yet. She told the Telegraph, "I'm relieved it's all over. I can start to move forward now. It was simply about doing the right thing and standing up for myself. They wanted me to go away quietly, and I wasn't going for that." So the hate crime investigation, she was informed via email on October 31st, 23, that her club membership had been suspended pending the outcome of a police investigation into a possible hate crime. She said she'd been shocked to learn an investigation had been opened against her and was invited to attend a police interview under caution in November 23. Following a 2-hour police interview, she was told no further action would be taken, but she later received a letter from police saying the investigation would remain open pending further investigation coming to light. Northumbria police, my goodness, everybody got involved in here. Everybody and their mama got involved. Northumbria police
and the Premier League
later apologized to Mrs. Smith, admitting failings in the way her case was handled. It said that while there was no misconduct by its officers, to force accepted officers needed better training in handling hate crime reports. Smith said that she was told by Newcastle United that they had taken the decision to suspend her membership for 3 seasons on November 17, 23. As a result, the police investigation into her social media posts. In one post, there we go, I think we're getting into the nitty-gritty now, into the nooks and crannies, which, by the way, we don't use that word in America, and we had to. We got a funny commercial in America going on about that. By the way, but we'll show you when.
What, nooks and crannies?
Yeah. Announcement that it was that it was leaving X with honestly her belief that the charity was encouraging children to transition in breach of NHS advice. So basically, she was going against. She's a lesbian.
So she's a lesbian, and she was
going against
anti-trans. It's all this LBGT plus blah de blah.
So she was going against, I guess, what she thought is basically advertising for kids to transition when they're young and they're not. They can't tell clear from what. They're much less trying to find out what identity or gender they are, and now you got 120 of them, I think. So you can be a cactus for all we know nowadays, and you get. I'm not being lying, man. You can be a lot of stuff nowadays. Listen, it's just the way it is.
Yeah,
and another,
just true story, funny story. The Platinum Club that you're on about, at half time, the toilets get absolutely chocker. But so there was a huge lane waiting to get into the male toilet, because obviously there's a lot more men go than women go. So so Palomine just went to the thing, and he went to he went in the ladies to use the ladies' toilet. And the steward on there says, "Whoa, what are you doing?" And he just turned around and he says, "Oh," he says, "I identify as a lady." And the steward literally didn't know what to do. And he went, and so the kids in the queue behind him were going, "Oh, I identify as the lady too." And so the ladies' box was full of geezers. There were no ladies in, by the way.
Now, if we get into
the steward didn't have a clue what to do.
If we get into the polls that she actually said, I mean, you can tell some of these were kind of, but again, they're just you can even categorize it as stupid, if you will. But she did post back in 23 in July something about you realize trans ideology is based off Nazi, right? That's what she posted. And we got the screenshot here. I mean, but whether you agree with that or not, I think it's a bit stupid to compare anything nowadays to compare. You do that with the right as well. People compare them to Nazis. Like if you compare anything to Nazism right now, it's kind of your point is not really relevant because, I mean, how extremism that was, compared to anything nowadays. But whatever you want to believe is fine. Well, it's not fine. It doesn't matter to me. The point is, the club got in, and I don't know if it was just based on that or multiple posts where people reported it, just like we were saying, grassing fans over giving your ticket away.
She ended up getting followed by private investigators.
Investigators, that's right.
Who were employed by the Premier League informed Newcastle United that one of their members
I remember
transgressed
that.
whatever rule they were invoking at the time, and as a result, she was actually ended up getting followed by private investigators.
Yeah,
which she was arguing was a breach of her privacy, and so on.
Well, I mean
because it identified where she lived as well, so she felt unsafe at home because her house would then be targeted by the trans community, and
it would be interesting to have her on to speak on her situation though, because this is obviously a paper, so we don't know if everything that's true. Listen, we can't tell, whether yay or nay. We're just reading the article here. But
the bottom line is she's been exonerated for not wanting trans in men
for voicing
in women's facilities.
For voicing her opinion. Is that okay though for the club to get involved in that type of stuff? Because more or less right now, although they pretty much took 2 years, they still kind of have gone back in their word, if you will, because they didn't fulfill the whole thing.
Any choice. Because if the club hadn't investigated it, they would then have been in breach of Premier League rules.
But if for example, you say, if you say something that people don't agree with, against others' opinion, should the club be involved in that type of stuff? Because you right now can tell me, you American numpty, you don't know nothing about the club. And you shouldn't even have a season ticket. You're telling me, I shouldn't have a season ticket. But if the club allows me to have a season ticket, and then you say I don't feel, and we go back and forth, and you say I don't feel right with this guy sitting, next to me or being in the stadium because he's, because of the way he thinks, should the club then investigate me because? I don't know. I've gone back and forth with you, and I'm
well. There's protocols in the stadium for exactly that. There's notices all over the stadium saying if you feel threatened, if you hear racial abuse, if you hear foul language, tell a steward immediately.
Well, but I mean, again, racial abuse is different though, because I mean, you are literally speaking. And blatantly about somebody else's ethnicity, so I could see that being a threat because clearly you can't divide people, you can't segregate people so they can get along. So that's different than me Or is it different, really, than me saying,
well, supposing I don't feel safe sat next to you because we've had a row and I could go to the steward and the club would have to investigate it.
Yeah, but but they suspended her ticket. They didn't just investigate it; they suspended her. They proved they're guilty instead of being innocent till guilty.
Let's not get into politics, but that's the way of the world these days, isn't it? Guilty till proven innocent. And what they said was she was suspended until the inquiries had been completed.
I just saw one post, by the way, so I have no clue what else she said, to be honest. I mean, although it could be a bit ignorant. I think anything compared to Nazism is ignorant, to be honest, to make a point out of it. But I wouldn't see that and say I can't be sitting to the next person because they're going to stab me. I mean, I wouldn't have thought that. But yeah, there may be some people feel insecure about it. But then again, you get into feelings. And I mean, you got 50,000 people you get into 50,000 people and you got to worry about everybody's feelings. So I don't know. I don't know what the right answer.
Trump facts these days.
I never know what to say about that particular case. I guess we'll have to see. Maybe we can get her on and have her say. What do you think, Win? We can reach out and now one thing though, she said talking about, I don't know if she meant it, but she said losing her home. I'm not losing my home over no ticket. Yeah. So again, priorities are priorities. So if you had to sell I'm just assuming here, if you had to sell your house to pay for your legal fees, look. And by the way, she's been on Talk TV. She's been on all kinds of stuff. Somebody could have helped her if that was the case. To prove.
She's just publicly thanked all the people who helped her financially. That was in that
there you go.
Start of the post that you read, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, but she got her ticket back after 2 years. So I guess she missed out on the Carabao Cup. I don't know if she's a season ticket holder or not. But wouldn't that be something though? If you think about it, if we don't win another trophy for the next 20 years, she missed out on the Carabao Cup, which is interesting. But either way, she's back. So hey, look, man, and she's gotten some notoriety, of course, because of this whole situation. That if you go to the stadium and you see her, if you don't agree with her views, just go on and keep doing your thing, keep walking the line, man. Don't try to antagonize people. It is what it is. I wouldn't even
recognize it, to be honest. No idea what she looks like.
Well, I'm just saying, some people might. So if you don't agree with people, just keep on walking, man. You ain't got to talk to them. You ain't got to live with them. You ain't got to do nothing with them. So that is that. Safir, we don't delete comments here, mate. So I don't know who I didn't delete your comments. We don't delete comments unless you're cursing. Then automatically it takes them out, or stuff like that. But we don't delete comments here, man. We are proper freedom of speech channel. So anyway, listen, we've had a lovely show, and this is it for this week of Undisputed. I won't be live tonight at 9:30. Win won't be at 9:30. NUFC comparison, the early night show with Gary, Boki, and are you going in for that one or what?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Wait a minute. He wants to go have a pint, man, but the channel don't let him. You can't have a pint on weekdays, man. What's wrong with you? It's work day. Stop being lazy, man. Stop calling in for snow. We don't accept snow call-in days here, man. Gotta work. Gotta work, man. But at least you got the night off, so you can go and find you around after 9:30.
The night's finished at 9:30, man.
It cannot be finished. It cannot be finished at 9:30 in Newcastle. How
you don't unless you're going to the town. You don't go out at 9:30.
Well, you got to the town then. You're a young man. You put that shirt on, your vomit shirt. They'll let you in. Nobody's gonna talk to you, by the way.
That's me dog shirt, man.
You better not. You never better not try to pick up any lass with that shirt on.
You were trying to.
Oh, it's the same shirt, man. The same shirt he's got on. Come on, man.
And this is, I was checking. This is now 40 years old, and it still fits like a glove.
Man, you got to change that style. When I go to Newcastle, man, we're gonna put you on some gear, man.
And
the same old fake
gold
watch. Big gold watch, man.
I had to dig that out, but it's still there. That was my 50th birthday present, that one.
Unbelievable, man. It's insane. Anyways, folks, smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Let us know what you think in the comment section down below. And, of course, tune in later on at 7:30 kickoff with the early night show. And after that, the NUFC comparison with Jamie, Hutch, and Simon. We'll see you later, folks. Take care. And, of course, we're going to be back live tomorrow on with the press conference. So stay tuned for that. The tune is back, folks. The tune is back. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next one. Away the lads.
Away the lads.